Hello my friends and welcome to another video of my channel. I'm Mohsen and I'm here to help you grow. In this video I'm gonna show you how to go from the parent activity to the child activity and take some data with you. Here the data is a simple text. So just like that, I'm going to type something here, and by pressing this, the data will be shown in the first activity. Okay, if you are ready, let's get started. Okay, let me introduce you the layout that I've designed for this project. First of all, I built a project and I named it Intent Example Part 3 because this is the third video that I'm building about the intent. We have here in the first activity a layout constraint, and I have a text view here. If you don't know how to use a text view, you can click on this link and watch it. The idea of this text view is the text view, and the text of the text view is first activity. And for now I'm gonna using it as a banner to show us in which activity we are. Then when we came back from the second activity, we will display the data which we brought with us from the second activity to the first activity in this text view. Then I add a button here, and again, if you want to be more familiar with button, you can click on this link and watch video about the button. The idea of this button is btn_next, and the text of it is next activity, and we want to go by clicking on this button to the next activity. Here in the project view, in the package which is holding the main activity, I right clicked and pressed new, pressed activity, and pressed empty activity. Then I named it second activity and pressed finished, and I built this second activity here. This activity has second activity.kt file and activity_second XML layout. In the layout of the second activity, again I have a text view to show us in which activity we are. We have a button again to send the data from the second activity to the first activity, and I called it send data by ID btn_send. And I have added plain text and edit text here. If you don't know how to use an edit text, you can click on this link and watch video about it. It has hint word here, written data, and the idea of it is edt_data. Now let's go to main activity. First of all, as always, we have to initialize the variables. I have a text view and I want to display the text on it, so txt_result equals to find view by ID, the type text view, the name r.id.textView1. Then I have a button I'm gonna call it btn next equals to find view by ID, the type button, and r.id dot button next. It's here. Then I need function setOnClickedListener for the button, because we want to press it and go to the second activity to take the data with us. As you watched in the previous videos, to go from one activity to another activity, we have to use intent. So if you don't know how to use intent, you can go to the description of this video and find the link of the whole playlist and watch the previous videos about intent. Then come back here. So I'm gonna build an intent equals to intent from this activity to second activity. Then, as you remember in the previous videos about intent, we used to write here a start activity and put the intent into the argument and start the next activity. But here we don't want to do this. We want to go from this activity to another activity to bring some data with us. So we need some more codes here. Here in the global scope, I'm going to make a variable and I'm calling it result text. Equals to, for now, empty quotation. Then we need to build a result contract to go from one activity to another activity. So I need a result contract. It's equal to register for activity result activity result contracts dot start activity for result, and then curly braces, and here we need a variable again and then we will check if it's empty or not, and we need an arrow. I'm pressing Alt Enter to import the library. Then here I'm going to write the result contract dot launch, and I'm going to put the intent here. Now that's enough to go from this activity to the second activity. Why we need this? We need this to put the data that we brought from the other activity in those. Then we will here display it on the text view. Now let's go to the second activity to write the codes here to transfer the data from the second activity to the first activity. Then we will come back again to the first activity to finish our codes. I'm going to copy these two lines from here because we need them. Then I'm pasting them here, but the button will be button send, and button send here. Edit text and the ID EDT data. Again, set on click listener for the button, and here I'm going to write an intent again. From this activity, which is the second activity, I'm going to write this only, to the first activity. This is the important part, and we want to take the data and put it into the intent. Put extra, and I'm going to call it data as the key, and the value of it will be edt underscore data dot text dot toString dot then here we will set result activity dot result. Okay, and I'm going to pass the intent here. Then we have to finish this activity. Let's check what we have done till now on the emulator. Okay, we are in the first activity. I'm pressing the next activity, and now I'm here in the second activity, and when I'm writing here test data, by sending the data we will go back to the first activity, and now this is the part that we have to take the data and display it here instead of this first activity text. Okay, what is this result? Okay, this is a kind of contract that we are writing between two activities to tell the first activity that you have some data and you have to open the data and show it. And if for example we are coming into the second activity and the user just press the back, this will be result cancelled, and if we want, based on our project, to show like a message or a warning to user, we can use result_cancel to the user. So let me go back to the main activity, and now here we have to open the data. First of all, we have to check if we have data or not. So if result, and the result that I've written here is this one, the variable that contains the data that we put in the intent in the second activity. First of all, we have to check if it has some data or not. So result code equals to activity dot result underscore okay. Exactly the thing that here we sent just beside the intent. We are checking it, and then if we have some data, the variable result text will be equal to result dot data, and again we will check if it has some data or not, dot get a string extra, and then I have to pass the key value that I've written here, data. It can be any name that I want, but in both sides, in both activities, it should be the same. So I'm going to write data, and then dot toString. So by this line, simply I took the data from this variable which was holding the data, and we may send a lot of data at the same time. So for each data we need a key, and then I need this one, and I put it inside this result text. Now I have to display the text on the text view. So here I need to write txt underscore result equals to dot text equals to result text. I have to do some changes. I'm going to take it here. Okay, let's check it on emulator. Okay, we are in the first activity. I'm going to next activity. I'm writing here and send data, and as you see, the data is here displayed. Again, some random text. It's like that. By this method, you can take any kind of data from the second activity, from the child activity to the parent activity, and that's it for this video. If you find this video interesting, please remember to share it and give me a thumbs up. If you have any question, write down below in the comment box and I will be happy to answer to your questions. Have a good time. See you in next videos. Bye bye.